But yeah, this is definitely some historic stuff.
And the thing is, they know that they're messing up. They know that they're failing. They see it in their dollar.
Yep.
And it's like, what are you going to do to fix that? What are you going to do to change it?
Well,
So let's go through a bunch of scenarios here. What if
Yep.
Ahsoka is amazing, everything we wanted? Freaking George Lucas comes back. It's literally what we want.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fandom would be really happy, but I don't think a lot of people would still forgive for what happened previously with The Last Jedi and this and that, and Boba. And I mean, dude, I'm more and more pissed about Boba each day that goes on. And the more
Kenobi for me too. It's just
more Morrison says about, like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
it's just ridiculous.
It is.
And Kenobi, yeah, don't even get me started. So it's like, if it's really amazing, I think there's going to be a lot of fans that will be on board and excited, but it won't be like it was for when the prequel trilogy was coming out.
No.
I think to get back to that
right.
level, to get back to that level of hype, I think there needs to be consistency in the W's for the projects going forwards.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. So let's talk about that scenario. If it's like absolutely amazing, right? I think what that does is a couple of different things. It would be better for discourse, right? If we're talking like best case scenario, you want some of the normal retractors to give it its due. I think the ultimate compliment for the show would be some folks like maybe the Critical Drinker, maybe some of these, maybe like Nerd Erotic, like some of these really big channels to like kind of give it the nod. Now that seems so outlandishly like not necessarily possible, but it's technically possible if the show is really that good.
Yeah. For sure.
If it's that good,
Gary wants good Star Wars more than just as much as you and me, man. Like, and I think a lot of those guys are just so over it.
Yeah.
They're like,
well, they got over it. Like they were over it way before you and I were over it.
Immediately.
And so they've had years to like kind of get bitter about it. And like, you know what I mean? So like from where I'm at, in my perspective, I kind of like understand them a little bit more. I'm not going to act the same way. I'm just like a different dude. Right. But I have a little bit more empathy for that position nowadays than I did before. And so if Ahsoka is that good and it starts to get like nods like that and it's like crushing records and maybe it's like the biggest Disney Plus show they've had in a long time, that's incredible. They could ride that out for like 2 months of goodwill, of positive headlines, of some really good stuff happening. And that kind of I think would just lead into more focus on Filoni's movie by the fans and everything, which could be great. You know what I mean? That could be fantastic. The problem, of course, is that you still have a Rey movie, and you still have a movie by James Mangold on the slate, and this whole indie thing left a really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, right? So they still they're not out of dodge by any stretch of the imagination, but they'd have a road out via Dave if the show is that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a great scenario for them. They're still wading through a shitstorm. It is still bad, in my opinion, but they at least have like a North Star. I think anything other than that, and this maybe I'm just being a little hyperbolic or whatever, but like, fucking I'm charged up. My feeling is anything other than that, you might as well call it a failure. That's where I personally think the brand is at. Even if it's just good, it's a failure, in my opinion. Because you're going to have 8 weeks of calling it mid, of shitting on it. You're going to have even more people getting bad word of mouth and refusing to check it out. The amount of hype that would go into Dave's movie is going to be like lessened. It's just, it could be an absolute disaster. I don't know. Do you think there's a scenario in which it's like just okay and it's?
Oh, for sure. I'm already preparing. I'm already preparing where it's like.
No, but like, do you think that, like, what do you think would happen if it was just okay?
It's mediocre?
Mm-hmm.
The fan, it won't be any. It would be very. So here's the thing. Look, with Kenobi, we obviously got shit storytelling, shit directing, shit writing. Okay, shit choices in the actual show, and yeah, I'm gonna be rude because they destroyed a opportunity where you could have brought back my two favorite most characters in Star Wars, and you just absolutely shit the bed. So I'm not going to be kind and polite. Like I'm not, you're so mean to Deborah Chow. She fucked up my favorite characters, man. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not going to be like, oh, Deborah Chow, she did her best. Fuck Deborah Chow. She fucking ruined that shit. She absolutely did a horrible job. Joby fucking Harold did a horrible job. And all these fucking characters that we love are just being completely Disneyfied and destroyed. Why? Because they're hiring incompetent people that don't know what they're doing and they don't understand Star Wars. And we're all supposed to sit in here and be like, well, it's okay. No.
They did their best.
I will be the only one that will say, no, it's not okay. So if Ahsoka treads on that sort of thing, we're like, yeah, look, we're getting these cool characters. We get Ahsoka, we get some Anakin flashbacks. Yeah, cool. I'll be happy. But that's not enough. We got freaking Ewan and Hayden returning in the Kenobi show, and it still wasn't enough. So it's, you know, they can bring back these characters that we love, and we have this nostalgic feel to them, and they're everything to so many people. But at the end of the day, if you do not ship them right, and you have stupid little instances in these shows that make the character, you're like pulled out of it each time. It's like, what the hell? You're blue balling us. Like,
I was furious watching that show,
dude. Like Boba Fett. What are you doing? What are you doing? What, the moment that we got excited was because he got into the Slave One. I'm sorry, the fire spray. Like, and shoots down a bunch of these, and who didn't even do it? Those guys didn't even do anything.
I know, dude.
He just shot down a bunch of innocent people. It's like, what the hell? What is this? What are we watching?
Yeah,
you know,
it was bullshit.
I'm at my rope's end here. I'm ready to freaking hang myself on this.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I'm not playing anymore, man.
I know, it's crazy, dude. So you agree though that if it's mid, it's pretty much over. Like. Even mid.
It's over now. It's over now. It's fucking over now. Like, wake up.
No!
People, wake up.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
Like, Ahsoka is the last thing we have. If we don't have Ahsoka, I mean, it's just going to be like, what are we?
Yeah.
Like, and all those influencers want to sit there and be like, oh my God, it was amazing. It was everything I needed right now so they can get invited to the next fucking thing.
My favorite thing is watching them all get excited that they're getting liked by the Star Wars account. And I'm like, you know, that's some kid your fucking age getting paid next to nothing.
It's some fucking kid with a septum piercing and like purple hair and like half of their heads shaved. And they're like, yeah.
I'm so excited. Oh my God, Star Wars. It's like, bro, what are you talking about?
Patriarchy. Star Wars, the patriarchy.
Oh, the patriarchy, bro.
Wake up. I'm the only one that's like awoke here. Like, come on.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I'm tired of this shit. This is Star Wars. This is George Lucas Star Wars. And it's completely changed. And it's completely being destroyed and diluted by all this bullshit.
Yep, I agree. And I can't believe that that's where we're at, dude. Because it's wild. Because, again, like, you and I were here for it. Dude, Mando 2 was like,
oh, dude, it was amazing.
Bro, it looked like they had it figured out.
Yeah.
Like, despite everything. Despite the rise of Stinkwalker, they had it figured out, dude.
And let me say, would I still have cried just as much if The Last Jedi didn't make Luke such a little bitch?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like, was it really that amazing and emotional of a scene? Or is it because I was coming from a place where I just literally was like so thirsty that we get Luke the way he's supposed to be?
And I'm like, Pablo Hidalgo was like, I can't let him have it. Like, literally, dude. Like, the whole fandom came together and Pablo's like, I don't like this. You know what I mean? And just fucking shattered that shit.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but then he's like, oh, it's a misunderstanding. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, it's a real big misunderstanding.
Yeah, you guys.
That guy's a dingus, dude. That guy's a dingus.
They all get their heads so far up their ass and they're so hoity-toity, man. And like, you know, it's just, you guys are so, they all started working at Lucasfilm because they loved Star Wars, and they've all become what they swore to destroy. They don't realize it. They've been twisted and manipulated by Kathleen Kennedy and by Disney. And now they're writing shit that they're like, what are you putting out? What are you saying? What have you become? This is not what George would have done.
No.
It's just ridiculous. And I hope one day they'll wake up, and if they don't, well, there's going to be some serious change, because someday, one day, and maybe you and I will both be dead by this point, and everyone else in chat will be old. Who knows? Yeah, one day there's going to be some dude that will come in there, and maybe right now he's a little fetus baby, okay?
Okay.
He's going to come in there, and he's going to be the new owner of Lucasfilm.
Nice.
60 years from now. And he's going to turn things back to what it was. One day it'll happen. Nice. Hey, you know, the Jedi were the reigning for a long time, and eventually Palpatine went in there and just completely destroyed everything. So then the Sith took over for a good 20, 40 years. So, I mean, eventually change will happen, but until then, we need the Ahsoka show to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, Dave, make this show dope.
Well, that's the thing. Dave is the only hope. He is the last hope.
I know.
He's the last one, the only one at Lucasfilm.
Yeah, I know.
If Dave wasn't there, man, dude.
Oh, I'd be gone. I'd be gone, bro.